Open your eyes. Did you know that 1 out of every 6 women experience either an attempted or completed rape in their lifetime? This statistic brought by the RAINN organization in 2021 is unbelievable to most. When you look around a room at a group of 6 women, to think that one of them have experienced a sexual assault is heartbreaking. If sexual assault is as common as it is, why do many of us not realize it? Well, the answer to that is more complicated than you may think. Out of every 1,000 sexual assault cases, only 310 of them are reported to the police. That means that each year, more than 2 out of 3 go unreported. This may sound outrageous, but it's true. And the reason why sexual assault is dramatically unreported stems from a variety of different reasons. One of these reasons are guilt. Many times, victims are too ashamed to come forward because our culture is too quick to blame them for what happened. Victim blaming is a real issue in our society, and it is a result of rape culture. Misogynistic language, objectification of women's bodies, and the glamorization of sexual violence all influence tolerance for it. Many also fear retaliation, not only from the predator, but society at large. This fear is driven by stigma. Victims are often too scared to come forward because they are scared of what people might think of them and how consequences are so unpredictable. This feeling forces them to stay silent, and it never leaves their side. For all these reasons, along with many other factors, unreported sexual assault cases are far too common. As a result, justice is never served, and unfortunately the cycle continues. Given the statistics, we should be doing everything in our power to remove the structural and societal barriers that prevent victims from coming forward. This is why, for my senior project, I decided to raise money for the New Hampshire Coalition Against Domestic and Sexual Abuse. This organization, located in Concord, New Hampshire, works with various support centers around the state to create a safer community through prevention and empowerment of anyone affected by intimate partner violence. These programs around the state work to influence public policy from local to national standpoints and provide victims with quality resources they need to recover. They also push and enforce public accountability. Throughout the summer, I sold thrifted and upcycled clothes, and by the end, I raised over $500 and collected a full basket of women's toiletries to be donated. I chose this for my project because I was familiar with upcycling techniques, and I know it had the potential to be successful. I also knew that collecting toiletries would be necessary because many times victims are left with zero personal belongings of their own. As I moved through this project, the response from the community and the members of the coalition was unbelievable. Their encouragement and generosity was beyond what I could have hoped for. You constantly see things around the school like Toys for Tots and various donation bins asking for food and clothing. It was such a rewarding experience to know that I was behind putting something together for such an amazing cause. I hope this shows other students that it's so simple to turn a motivation and an opportunity you have to help others make a difference. No matter what it is, everyone has their own motivation that pushes them to do something. My motivation for this project was my family and friends who have been affected by intimate partner violence in their lifetime. As a child growing up, like many, I was hidden and sheltered from the issues that surrounded me. It wasn't until my freshman year that I experienced a friend go through it, a few more in my sophomore year, and then multiple more my junior year. As I got older, I also learned stories about family members and their own experiences. And suddenly, my naive perspective on relationship was tarnished one experience at a time. I wondered when the day would come when I'd stop hearing these stories and when people would be safe in their own body. These stories of loved ones and stories of my family members and even complete strangers were my motivation to carry out this project and make a difference for victims. As I moved through this project, I also learned about the physical and mental consequences of sexual violence, as well as the societal stigma it carries. In many cases, sexual trauma leads to a variety of consequences that are unique to the individual. These include PTSD, depression, alcohol problems, eating disorders, and many people also struggle to trust after the assault. Throughout all my research, surprisingly, the most informative piece I gained was from my self-created poll I sent out to Bow High School students. I raised the question, have you or anyone close to you been experienced by sexual assault in your lifetime? When you look at the national statistic that 1 out of every 6 women experience it, you'd think my poll would say something similar. But it didn't. 63% of students voted yes. 63% of students aged 14 to 18 voted yes. For me, this added a whole new realm of fear and anger. It made me realize that even in our small sheltered community in Bow, sexual assault is still a prominent issue, and it deserves awareness, support, and above all, justice. All my life, I've grown up in Bow, a significantly wealthy, rural, and sheltered community. Therefore, it was easy for me to be sheltered from the issues that are prone to our society. But this is not okay. I'm here today to encourage you to open your eyes to the issues around you and not turn a blind eye just because they don't affect you and your life directly. The only way we are going to be able to see a change is if everyone makes it a priority to be self-aware and care for other people like their own best friend. We need to see a systemic change if we want to see results. We need to start viewing other people's struggles and issues as our own. Ignoring them will not make them go away, and in fact, it will probably make it worse. As friends, teenagers, families, or even strangers, we need to understand the scope of this issue if we want to see results. This affects everyone, and ignoring them will only make the cycle continue. Increasing awareness about these issues, not only on a personal level, but a global level as well, will help us generate solutions. If you are not able to expand your mindset past your own scope, you will never be aware of what's happening around you. Take a minute and observe, and don't be afraid to be the one that steps up to make a change. Because it's never just someone else's own issue. We are in this together as students and members of this community to make it a priority to be proactive and understand the issues that may become your reality one day. This project has given me the opportunity to connect with many people at many different levels. From collecting funds or collecting toiletries from the women's shelter, I felt as if I was making an important role to help better the community. Most importantly, it's provided me with the opportunity to speak with you all today about an issue that affects us all, even though we may not realize it. We have the ability to help resolve this. I want you to leave here knowing that no matter how big or small an action, if you just open your eyes to the issues around you, you will be able to be the change we desperately need to see. Be aware, be smart, be compassionate, and be a leader. Thank you. Did I hit 6 minutes?
That was 8 minutes.
Okay. I was like,